Your core is your powerhouse. Without a strong core, life is so much harder than it needs to be. Core is so much more than abs or looking good during the summertime. It literally is your powerhouse. This is the origin of all movement. When you move your body, it starts in your core. There are three modalities that I want to touch on that I think are some of the best modalities for building a strong core. Not only is it very effective, but you might also find these modalities fun. A well-developed core will also give you a very well-developed third chakra. Third chakra is the center of chi, what they call in martial arts, the life force. It's also where you're gonna find the energy for willpower and action and success and vitality. The first modality I wanted to cover is Pilates. Pilates was developed by Joseph Pilates in the early 1900s as a way to strengthen the body through controlled movement, breath, and core stability. The modality of Pilates was originally designed as a way to rehabilitate injured soldiers and dancers. When I do Pilates, I feel more aware of my body. I think it's because of the breathing paired with the movements, paired with the deep internal small muscles that you focus on with Pilates, the little core muscles, the little hip muscles, the lower back muscles. It's like cinching your whole body together, it feels like. Everything's just more connected. Everything feels more together, like you're moving as one piece instead of this moving and then this moving this way or this, whatever. You're trying to walk and your knees going out, this is going out, hips are going back. It like cinches everything up together so that as you move, it's just way more energy efficient, which is why I love Pilates so much. Pilates is an underdog in the core development arena, especially amongst men. But if you look at the NBA, LeBron James, Steph Curry, many other greats who are playing still today. I don't know if LeBron's still playing today, but those athletes who are performing or have performed at such an elite level, Pilates is in the mix. Pilates is part of the recovery, or it's also just part of building a deeper foundation for athletic movement. So imagine adding Pilates to your life. It doesn't have to happen every day, but if you try to add it in weekly, you'll notice that you'll move so much smoother and you'll leak a lot less energy out. On to probably my biased favorite movement modality in general. But for the core, another underdog amongst men is yoga. Yoga has been around forever, has been around for centuries, developed to unify the mind, body, spirit with breath, with asanas, which means postures. Way back in the day, yoga was already tapped into this deep wisdom of how to optimize the body in a way that everything is in the deepest alignment possible and you are in complete alignment with the geometry of life, the energy of life. Yoga is so important for core because one of its main focuses is on your alignment, is on your physical alignment, on your posture. A strong core on the deeper levels is very important for a strong posture, and a strong posture is going to let you download so much more energy from life. So holding these different poses, you're not just lackadaisical in most poses, unless it's a yin yoga class, but most classes, even the slow moving, deep breathing classes, you're holding that deep alignment, and it's not always easy to hold, but you're mending your body in a way to make it so pliable and so porous so that life can just flood into your experience, so that you can be charged on the battery of life, so that you're not just dependent on this little tiny being in the big vast universe. You're plugged in and you are the energy of that whole universe. So the more you can break down the barriers of limitations, basically, the more you're going to be open to life. Last but not least on my top 3 list, there are many other things you can do, by the way, to strengthen your core, using weights, using body weight. But today, just for the top 3, we're going to go ahead and list the last but not least, animal flow. Animal flow is probably, to me, the most fun to do and to practice, and also the most all-encompassing when it comes to building a bulletproof, resilient body, especially with the core. In all animal flow movements, your core is involved. Animal flow is a way of reconnecting yourself back to your primal roots, back to what your body really is and how it really wants to move. It doesn't want to sit at a perfect 90 degrees all day, either at work or in your car or coming back home sitting on the couch. Your body wants to be strong in all ranges of motion. It wants to express itself fully. And it doesn't have to be in a sport. It just wants that capability to be more open to life and more capable of handling life as it comes. You're twisting, you're rotating, you're holding, you're crawling, you're reaching, you're extending, you're flexing, you're bending. All those different kinds of movements can happen in 15 seconds, 30 seconds with Animal Flow. To me, Animal Flow is one of the best core developers out there. With Animal Flow, you're building core resilience. So you're building a tough core that is hard to break. I mean, by you twisting in all these different ways and rotating and holding yourself, 1 foot, 1 leg, all these different things, you're throwing all this stuff at your body in a short amount of time, and you're building the ability to flow and handle it. You're building your not just your joints, but your core. So when you have to do things in regular life, everyday life, you're not going to fall out of alignment. You're going to be put together. Working on the dynamic strength and stability of your core is going to also improve the way that your energy flows through your kinetic chain. Again, this is the way of cinching your whole body together. You're working on all your joints, and when your core is super strong and is able to handle all the angles that you throw at it, every single energy transfer is just going to be amplified and just automatic. Like, you're not going to have to think about movement, and it's not going to hurt. It's going to feel good. So put those dancing shoes on. We're going clubbing. So these 3 modalities, I like putting them all together. You can put bits and pieces of each, put it together in a 20 to 30 minute flow for yourself. And not only did you just work on your core on so many different angles, you didn't need a gym, you didn't need much time, and you also worked out your entire body. Putting these 3 together, or even just focusing on one at a time, is not just training your muscles and your strength. It's reprogramming your nervous system so that you can be more energy efficient. You'll feel like your body doesn't even exist after some time of practicing these 3 modalities, or even just yoga. I first experienced that feeling with yoga, but you just feel like you're so put together, you feel so light, you feel so powerful, you feel like you can do anything. And you'll see that by the end of the day, you're not as tired because you didn't burn so much energy because that movement was so hard and you felt so stiff. Research also tells us that having a core that supports our spine properly is going to keep us independent longer, is going to keep us from having the everyday pains, and it's going to increase our lifespan. So next time you go to work out your core, maybe you think about core a little bit differently. One action item for you is to check out your posture. I want you to go through these checkpoints. Make sure your knees are slightly bent and that you're standing straight. Your tailbone is tucked under your body slightly. Your belly button is slightly drawn in and core slightly braced so that a 2-year-old doesn't take the wind out of you with a slap to the gut. You want to make sure that your chin is in a neutral position and you're not looking down. Shoulder blades down and back, big collarbone, big chest. You're ready and open for the world. And then notice when you have bad posture, your thoughts are different. Your emotions feel different. When you're opened up, there's a little more appreciation, there's a little more confidence, there's a little more clarity. So just by that, you're working on your core in a very subtle way. If you are interested in these 3 modalities, stay tuned into the channel because I go through these 3 modalities quite often. Stick with me, you will have a very deeply resilient foundation of a strong core. All right, y'all, take it easy and I'll see you in the next video.